the thing it is live, I think. You know what's fun is how I start a sentence and then press the button while I'm mid-sentence, causing the stream to probably start in the middle of a word, which sounds very professional to everyone, including me.
You know, if you start mid-sentence with the stream, then it's the upkeep from the algorithm percentage is higher.
Are you... what? What? Is that funny? I don't... Can you explain it to me? I don't understand.
So before the stream, there was some nonsense that YouTube was telling you.
Yeah, well, it wasn't, but it wasn't just nonsense. It was advertiser speak, right? It was like business. It was MBA speak, is what it was.
Okay, but I just remember it was something about midstream, and then you said mid. So I would look. I was.
Did you skeet the thing? Are we ready to start playing?
I have no idea. I'm gonna skeet all over the place. I have no idea what we're doing.
Amabel's in a very mature mood today.
Watch this. I am. I've even taken my turn. It's your turn now.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Tyrio? Tyrio's in here real fast.
Yeah.
It was like...
Thank you.
Our stream has been running for 8 seconds. That's not right, but you get what I'm saying.
I do.
I like this thing where we have a bunch of low-cost pieces at the beginning of the the wheel, as opposed to last week, where it was like all 7s and 10s.
Yeah.
But which slightly awkwardly shaped piece do I like the most? This will leave me with... You know what? Okay. All right. It is kind of weird how among all of the BGA games that have you placing pieces on a grid, potentially with rotation, there is no standardization at all in the way the UI handles like the rotations and stuff.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me because they're all done independently with, I want to say, JavaScript.
Yeah, well, no, I know why. It's just like, why don't they build a toolkit or something? You know?
Yeah.
You don't know.
You don't know that.
I don't know that you don't know?
Yeah.
Regrettably, that's false. I do know that, actually. Ooh, check it out. I got 1 eyeball. My income is not very good right now.
No, neither is mine.
That's where I'm at. There are people. People are here. Hello, everybody. How's it going? I hope y'all are doing well. I don't know if I want this. I'm just gonna advance. Actually, I'm just gonna take a step forward here. You pick from one of these pieces.
Can I? I don't think I can. I only have 1 eyeball.
Well then. I don't like these any better than I did last time. Here, your turn.
I mean, I'm still...
Okay.
Damn.
Hooray! I get to pay 5 for the piece with the 2 eyes on it. A cunning stratagem. Why did I place that there? Do I want to do this? I'm trying to figure out where do I think where am I trying to build that 7x7, right? I think the right answer is probably more something like that. Because like if I can patch, then I can go all the way to the corner. But if we have to start counting the 7x7 like 1 tile over, it's not so bad. The boards are 9x9, right?
Probably.
Yeah, so trying to build a 7x7, you know, starting over a column, I think is totally reasonable.
Okay.
And this way I have a little bit of income to work with. Although still not, like, very much.
Can no, I'm one short. Darn it. Darn it.
Hell diddly ding dong crap. You know?
Let's not get out of hand here.
You of all people should know, I was never in hand.
At least 2 hands.
Wow, maybe not even then. If I advance, I'm only gonna pick up 2 eyes. Yeah, this is a little awkward.
I need to do something about my income, cheese and rice.
So I'm gonna end up with a 5. You know what? I am just gonna step over you. Go ahead. Hey everybody, welcome to the pre-stream. We're playing Patchwork. It says that in the text on the thing, because I did my job. I'm a professional. We're having a chill stream today, because my brain is, yeah, I'm having a lot of difficulty sleeping lately, and I am not suited for high intensity tasks at the moment. Gosh, I sure wish I had 6 eyes right now. Because that 6-eye piece is, like, pretty rad. However, since I do not have the ability to have that piece, yeah, I don't hate this too. Yeah, I don't hate this too. Let's... I don't know. Anywhere I put it, it's going to be like pretty speculative, right? It's a small piece, and there's a lot of uncovered space on this board.
Okay. You have how many eyeballs?
I have 6.
You have 6 now. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You can see in the display on the top right.
Okay.
It shows current eyes / income.
All right, then I'm gonna take this this one.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that to me. Are you going to steal the good piece?
Because if I took the 7-4, then you'd get the 6, and I don't want you to have it.
Amabel.
What?
I thought we was peoples.
We are?
This is what it comes to.
Yes. You're welcome.
This is the price we pay. This is the price we pay for loving. Okay, so if I do that... Yeah, alright, let's grab this 3. And just, like, tuck it in... here? Now, Amabel Hat must take the action.
Yeah, and I can't take any of these. I don't have enough eyeballs, so I'm going to have to do an advance.
Rad. And then I also can't really take anything. So do I advance to... I mean, I can take this 3. Do I take the 3 or do I advance to? I mean, the 3 is... It is awfully low cost in terms of time. And I do like that. I should have rotated it so that the blood splat was a little bit more like vertically aligned.
I don't care for this.
I'm going to advance one space, as I'm required by the game rules. This is what happens when you run out of eyeballs. I have to say, I do not feel like I'm doing very well here.
Oh, neither am I.
Hope everybody's having a good day. I hope everybody's enjoying the terrifying specter of board games. Yeah. Special patches every day, all day. Hi, I'm Amabel Holland, and I always get the patch.
Patchwork does seem like a very easy game to reskin. We were just talking about how many different versions of Patchwork there were before the stream, trying to figure out, should we do the Halloween one? Should we do... what were the other ones?
They have Americana. They have Poland folklore. I don't know what that means. Maybe all the patches have pictures of mythical creatures on them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna advance.
All right. 7 eyeballs. Well, these aren't terrific.
They're not. They're not terrific. That's what I was thinking too. These pieces are butt.
And I'm just, so once I go, then you'll, yeah. So, all right, why don't we... or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for narrating your thought process for everybody.
Sorry. I'm still... Your job is so hard. I am still learning.
All right, so I'm gonna take the 7.
Yeah, I figured.
And the only question is, like, what is the application of it that makes the most sense? Because if I'm trying to... If I'm trying to construct the 7x7 here, like, I'm honestly not sure. I'm thinking I might do this. And then we're gonna obviously tuck that in there. And I've got like a pretty reasonable upper left corner thing going. You've got a good strong central shape. Honestly, maybe what I should be doing is building from the middle. Maybe that's the most versatile way to try to put together the block. My big fear with that is that I will leave myself in a weird position around all the edges. I won't be able to get, I don't know. Maybe it's not a real concern. So I have 10 pieces, or 10 eyes here. And I'm about to cross. Yeah, you know what? Let me take the 10 here. We'll turn this the wrong way, as ever. Do that with it. That's got my income in a pretty solid spot.
Okay.
I do feel like I just don't have as many squares covered as I would like.
Yeah.
I have way more empties than you do.
3. Okay, hang on. 7, 2. Oh, this is not what I want it to be.
I've been very eyeball focused this game, and I'm doing a really bad job of squares per hourglass. So how do I correct that? Well, of these pieces, the best squares per hourglass is the 4-2. But if I take the 4-2, I don't get the patch. I had to factor.
I'm okay with that.
I got to factor that one in. So maybe it's more like take the 7-4. Oh, always turning things the wrong way. Tuck that in there and probably just patch here. Or am I going to want that space as a hook? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, so like a 7, like from this column to the wall is a 7.
All right, I'm finally getting some eyeball income.
Oof, I am not pleased with the way your stuff is set up here.
Well, my whole thing depends on me getting a patch, and I don't think I'm going to get another patch.
Aren't you actually guaranteed to get this next patch?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I didn't think so, but maybe. I'm very good at thinking about games.
Yeah, I can't take any of the swatches here, so I just have to advance.
Okay. Well, that's better for me than I thought it was.
Yeah, no, you got it. You win. You're gonna beat me by about 150 points this game, I think.
Okay, I can't get that one, but I can get this one. At
this point, I am definitely like in the bulk coverage market.
Confirm.
Okay.
And that gives me that patch. Okay.
And if we're living in a place where we are motivated primarily by squares per hourglass, this is 2.5. This is 2 1/3. So, how do I want to put you down? Maybe like this? Does that make the most sense? That's fine. Okay. Where are you at on your 7x7? You are.
I've done it.
You've done it.
I did it last turn.
You have did it.
Yeah.
So okay, at this point, I am purely motivated by the space concern. So.
Yeah. Whereas I'm really incentivized to try to end the game quickly, but my position's really brittle now because there's not.
I mean, I'm like
hard to fit some of these in.
I'm purely motivated by the space concern is one way to put it. Another way to put it is, I have already lost and nothing I do matters. I think that might be
I don't know.
perhaps a more accurate way to put it. Sweetie, I have more spaces uncovered than you do, and I don't have the 7x7 token.
Okay, I'm not trying to be difficult.
I guess I have a lot of eyeballs. There's not.
You do have a lot of eyeballs. Those are points.
Those are points. You are not wrong about that. That said, the space that's left on my board is pretty awkwardly shaped.
All right. What is?
I'm gonna put this thing here. There's no piece that's gonna fit in that breach nicely.
Okay. Can any of these fit into any of my things, or am I just having to advance? I don't.
You do, yeah. You do also have kind of an awkwardly shaped board. Yeah, and everything here is 3 tiles wide.
It would not fit. Yeah, so I'm just have to advance.
Okay. Well, to end things. Oh no, I can't take the really efficient piece. I was looking at this and I was like, nothing's this large. I can put the patch here and it won't block anything, but it does in fact block me from taking this very good piece. Yeah, you cannot place this quilt on your board. It would not fit. Which means I don't get to pick either. None of this shit fits. Well, let's see if I lost the game. I'm done. I did not lost the game. -8 to -9. A real barn burner there.
Oh wow.
Amabel.
How many points are the negative spaces worth?
Each negative space is each empty space is -2 points, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, that
okay.
checks.
Congratulations on your victory. Oh, I'm going to lose by 50 points. Nope.
That's my bad. I was playing really badly, and I assumed that you were going to play well.
Why would you ever assume that?
I'm sorry. I love you.
It does not comport with reality.
All right, we're coming to the end of the pre-stream. Oh, Andre's gonna leave. Well, it was nice of you to stop by.
Yeah. What was the music that people have been listening to?
It's this one. Hey, surprise! The Relaxed Movement. I have it turned down a little bit more today than usual, so apologies if it has not come through. But we have been listening to it. You know what it is. It's this thing. All right, let me put up the Gast image. Everybody say hi to Gast.
Hi, Gast.
I don't have a voice. I was about to like do a hi Amabel, but what would have come out if I had just gone with my instinct there, what would have come out in that moment was Strong Bad. And I don't want to canonically make Strong Bad's voice Gast's voice.
Yeah, we need it. We need to, I'm not saying you should become a VTuber, but I am saying a voice for Gast would be charming.
Yeah, who would possibly think that it would be a good idea to do a VTubing thing as Gast? That's ridiculous. How old is Gast? Gast is from time immemorial.
So, is Gast so old?
Amabel.
Yeah.
You have to make references to the things.
No, we have heard this.
When you just do inside jokes, everybody feels left out.
Okay, I've been trying to encourage you in several episodes of things where you have to read things to do the so old voice that you do. And this is me continuing to. It's a runner. It's not an inside joke. It's a runner. Those are different.
They are different, and I'm not convinced that you know what either of them are. But I love you anyway.
I love you too.
Why is this not on top of the... It's not game capturing, it's window capturing. It's so weird.
And you know what? I also love you. I think
Gast
is a delight.
Gast is a delight. So hey, here's today. Let me feed this to Amabel now. Kabam.
Far as the a fate.
Enjoy a fate. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?
Yeah.
This is a game called As Far as the Eye. I needed something chill today, but still kind of strategy-ish. My original plan for today's stream, which is going to get booted back a week or maybe more, was a little too precision be good at video games for the amount of sleep and everything that I have. So this is where we're at. This is where we're at is As Far as the Eye. This is a game that I played on the channel some time ago, a couple years ago. It is likely to be a game that shows up in the sort of like, okay, I'm not trying to, this is the plan. I'm not making any promises that this is how things will go. But my feeling about the 4X School series is that we're going to do some real 4Xs, and then we're going to start peppering in things that are not 4Xs, but are clearly emerging from the 4X as like the root of their ideas, or things, things that branch off of the 4X tree. And at that time, we'll cover this. But if I'm honest with you, just based on the plan, I might be talking about some shit that's going to happen in 2027. So I don't necessarily think that it's a good reason to not do it now.
Okay, I have an important question.
Yes.
Do I get a degree at the end of this? Because this is I knew I was in it for a long haul, but this is like a graduate program is what it feels like.
I told you.
Do I get a degree?
No, absolutely not. I'm not accredited.
What am I paying tuition for?
No, that's for the other stuff. Anyway. This is a game about stuff. This is the tribe. And we are headed to a place because we are fleeing a natural disaster. I'm just going to get us started. We'll talk about it. So we're playing as the West tribe here, which is just kind of like default rules tribe. All right, welcome to As Far as the Eye. I have not activated the basic tutorial. I would not do that. I'm going to deactivate it in the options menu. Gameplay. In-game help level. Turned off, actually. I know how to play this. So, back to the map here. Here's the deal. Over here is a place called the Eye. The Eye is the place that is safe from the periodic weather catastrophe that engulfs the surface of this planet.
Okay.
We are playing as a nomadic civilization, as you would imagine any civilization that would exist on such a planet would be. And our goal is to reach the Eye. The storm is at our back. You can see somewhere here, 202 turns before this particular area, called a halt, is flooded. So we need to get our shit together, gather up some resources, and then get out of here before that time. When we leave, we'll be headed up to this small ancient forest halt or to this big protected halt. And you can see the cost of the travel to get to either of them. So it's a relatively small number of resources to get here, but they're more advanced resources. Here, it's a bunch of stuff that's easier to put together.
Okay.
And then we can see what is just beyond so that we know what will be required of us. I'm going to head this way because it's a lot of stuff, but it's easy stuff. And I only kind of remember how to play this video game. So here we have our caravan, Goobly. Goobly's facing away from the camera right now, but you will see in a moment that Goobly is very adorable. And you can see all these balloons. We truck stuff around with our caravan on balloons here. We have access to a fair amount of cotton. Here, I'm gonna move our Goobly over to here. So I play on the movement. I hit next turn. Okay, here we go. Turn 1. It's time to begin. somewhere I'm going to have to put Goobly down and sort of like unfold the city that's folded up on its back here.
Oh, like put him on the... Okay. When you said put him down, I thought...
Yeah, no.
Like, it's got real bleak all of a sudden.
No. We're just going to have to settle in. I mean, this is not horrible. It might behoove us to go a little closer to the fruit. Yeah, let's do it here. All right, you can see right now, every turn we are consuming 6 food, 6 rations. And up in the top left, you can see the supplies, our current caravan resource levels. Let's settle here. So Goobly lays down and takes a nap. Look at him.
Aww.
And we have our people, our 3 people. Taifu, Polypheme, and Faza. So the a villager in this game is made up of like a couple of there's slots here for like perks and penalties. This one has -1 vision range, but does not consume food when not working. That's kind of cool. And then also trade knowledge. Each one of them has a sort of a trade knowledge wheel here. Workers will build up skill at the things that you have them do, and so they sort of specialize over time naturally as they work. And not only will this obviously like make them better at certain things, but it will actually physically change their form, which I think is a really cute way of expressing that and keeping things straight visually. So we have a couple of big concerns. First of all, everybody got to eat. Now that we are off of the creature's back, we are consuming more food per turn. Also, we need to gather up all of the stuff needed for the transit. So let's send Taifu out, or Polypheme. Well, actually, let me look at what everybody's traits are. It takes this pupil 1 less turn to build stuff. This pupil has a big appetite and consumes 50% more food. And Faza has bonus vision range, but loses 1 health per turn. Oh, that's rough. Okay. They have 100 health, but we'll have to figure out medicines and stuff for that. Okay, so Faza is our scout then. Faza with the bonus vision range. You can just kind of do this. We'll send you here to gather pepkins. Faza is going to go exploring. Head out this way. He has 3 movement points. Okay, maybe actually move up onto this. Oh, sorry, not you. Move up onto here. You are going to build something. So we have some basic building designs. Things to gather and make food. Appendices that can be built adjacent to the what's it called, the pack beast.
Mm-hmm.
And some basic resource gathering structures. I'm gonna put together a. We don't need a sawmill to gather wood. I'm gonna gather. We're just gonna do some basic wood gathering, actually. All right. So when I hit next turn here, they will commit their orders, and you can see the 2 of them that were set to gather have transformed into gatherer face.
Mm-hmm.
To help keep their jobs straight, I'm going to change the bows on their balloons. The one gathering pepkins gets a pepkin-colored bow, and the one cutting trees gets a lumber-colored bow. This helps me keep everybody straight at a glance.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep running around looking for interesting stuff to do. We have a couple of like sacred sites and stuff. If we send somebody here to explore this, it's like a ruin in a 4X game, right? You get some kind of randomized result from a table. They're not always positive. I don't know that I want to mess with it right away. So you can see our two gatherers will just naturally, now that they've been assigned to the job of gatherer, they will gather until their arms are full, then they'll run back home and deposit the stuff, then they'll run back out, and they'll keep doing their job loop until somebody tells them to stop.
Okay.
And we will just have you keep looking around. As you can see, he's gathered enough wood, so he's got a little balloon bundle of wood that he will guide back home. Okay, and my first concern always is just like figure out what's going on in the halt. Get vision of the tiles.
Yeah.
We're gonna need wood to build structures, obviously. When it comes time, like we're going to need wool. And in order to harvest wool, we're going to need to set up a harvest building on some alpacas here. And that pasture building costs 100 wood to just build a structure, or a larger, slightly more diverse amount of resources to build a version of the building that can be packed up into a balloon bundle and brought with us when we leave. Obviously, this is a nice thing to do because then you don't have to build the building again when you get where you're going. But as you're going to see, we have a limited amount of pack space. And so we can't just build every building the expensive way and bring everything with us, because we also have to have room for our supplies, and it's a bit of a delicate dance. We're going to get there. All right, so people are running stuff back. We got some wood. We're going to have to gather wood for a little bit longer. I guess, you two could both be gathering wood for right now. Here, you run over here and grab wood. We do have an awful lot of food to start with. I don't necessarily need to be offsetting our eating just yet. Oh, we've discovered an aura. So you can see the tiles affected by the aura have this like purple glow on them.
Mm-hmm.
The aura is protecting wheat. Wheat in this area cannot be harvested, and people harvesting other resources in the area are 50% less efficient. We can calm the aura by having someone interact with it, which obviously takes some time. Ooh, we found ourselves another pack beast, a big friend here. I think I'm going to, for the moment, just focus on traveling around here. Let's get vision of everything first, then we'll worry about making new friends. Okay, we discovered some great big birds. That's fun. We got a pond here. It's got fish in it. This place is resource rich, to be sure. Okay, more sacred sites. More remains. And we don't need to see absolutely every tile. Like, I don't know that it's worth spending the turn to run over and reveal all of these. We almost certainly wouldn't go over that far anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can work with the information we have here. So let's send our scout to explore the sacred site while we continue to gather wood for buildings. 191 turns left. The energy emitted by this place gives Faza chills when approaching the altar where resources offered to the spirits lie. So we could make our own offering of 200 ore. Yeah, which obviously we don't have. We could pray and receive 50 fish. We could steal food from the altar and walk away with a lot of food, but get some kind of penalty. We'll just pray and be granted fish. I love to be granted fish. And then I'm going to have them go and explore this one as well. This one is remains. There are types of once workers have certain kinds of experience, they can analyze or even like sort of ward these sites to tell you what's at them ahead of time or prevent negative effects. We don't have that kind of expertise yet. We're just going to keep gathering wood. Okay, a labyrinth. Faza starts walking in the remains, and after a few hours of going left, then right, then left, Faza is completely lost and gets annoyed at the situation. Making their way back to camp, the rest of the tribe realizes that this adventure has changed Faza, and not for the better. Transforms a positive trait into a negative trait. Great. Okay, so it transformed the his positive trait of extra vision into the negative trait Maximus, which gives him 200 health points, helping to counteract his puniness, but also 2 additional negative traits. So he eats a lot, and he cannot work during major vagaries. That's not really that big of a deal. Honestly, that could be a lot worse. We are consuming a lot of food now, though, for a tribe that's only 3 villagers. These are things we will have to consider. So he's no longer especially good at scouting.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm going to convert him to work mode. So let's come home and start gathering some stuff. We're going to build. Well, do I want him to build it? You know what, Taifu? You're the builder. It is your job to build this. We're going to build a pasture. Oh, sorry. We want to build the pasture adjacent to the critters, not on top of them. That's right. There are not a lot of clear tiles near creatures. And if you build over top of a resource, you waste the tiles of the resource. And when you do that, you anger the land. The land hates it when you waste things. And that will actually like increase the danger of natural disasters and stuff. I don't know exactly the mechanics.
It's the one weird trick that land hates.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that weird of a trick, I guess, but... All right, you know what? So while we're waiting for that, you can be... I do want him to be the person who runs the thing, but I want the other guy to build it. So we're going to have him come back here. While the other one continues to gather and deliver wood. So you can see here, the process of construction. That's what that looks like. Yep, no, I know. He's just sitting for a turn. Okay. Come here and gather wool. We have enough wood for another building, so we need to gather wool, we need to accumulate wood, and we need to get out of here with a certain amount of knowledge points. We get knowledge points from many different sources. I don't remember exactly how this all works. Ordinarily, we have sort of like a tech thing here that allows us to spend knowledge points to unlock various bonuses. We could still go the other way if we wanted. I don't really want to go to this protected hall. Do you see the graphics here? Indicate that there will be a lot of auras here. So I kind of don't want to go here because I think that gameplay here will be a little awkward.
That makes sense, yeah.
So I'd like to go this way, but having to pay 150 knowledge is not my favorite thing. I believe we earn knowledge whenever people in the tribe earn XP.
Yeah.
Raw gathering like this does not.
And Glacius is in the chat saying if we see every tile, we get a knowledge bonus depending on how big the map is.
Oh, is that the case? I did not remember that. Okay, that's interesting. Well, maybe we'd better do that then. Sorry, I think I overwrote somebody's orders here. Faza was going to work. Taifu was going to here. Okay, there we go. So yeah, it's been a little while since I played this game, and I made the decision that this was going to be the stream for today, like right before we started. Because like I said, I had a different plan. So apologies, I'm a little rustier than I might otherwise be on the mechanics. I appreciate the help. Okay, are you less... Do you have less vision than normal? Yes, you do. That's right. You're the one who shouldn't be doing this job. Changing things up a little bit here. Okay. All right, we're starting to gather wool. Wool's very important. It's used in a lot of things. We are going to go and get vision. I'm also kind of waiting for... a thing that usually happens pretty early on in the first halt, if I remember correctly, and I guess we'll just we'll see when it occurs here. But sometimes we will encounter like other tribes are doing the same thing we are. They're fleeing the outlands and heading home, right?
Okay.
You may as well explore this and get vision of that tile at the same time. So they will cross our path, and we'll see. Okay, this is interesting. This is... Well, I guess I don't have 100 pepkins specifically. We have enough... We have food, but this wants specifically pepkins. Like, half of these resources are just food, right? Different kinds of food. We start with rations, which are sort of the fancy, efficient food. It takes, effort and skill, somebody who knows how to cook, to turn stuff into rations. We're going to be doing a lot of harvesting like raw pepkins, which people can eat.
Okay.
But they're not the same resource, and so I can't use rations to pay for this pepkin cost. So I guess we will just pray, receive some extra cloth here, go and reveal that last tile and get our knowledge bonus. Okay. That is a healthy chunk of knowledge. And then we're going to go gather this pack animal. All right, and you can see our pupil here. Like, let's have a look at Faza's trade stuff here. You can see we are gaining experience. The bar is filling in around the first level of gathering. So once we like gain a level of grower, we'll gain 5 extra wool per harvest cycle, and then extra knowledge per harvest cycle, and then removes 25% less resources from the exploited hex when taking resources. And then once you get to level 3, you can further specialize each branch. In this case, herder versus farmer. And that's a thing you will do not in a single halt, but over the course of the whole journey. We are at level 30, or we are at turn 30 already here. So I'm a little concerned. I guess our pace is going okay. Let's take a quick look at the knowledge, because I don't remember everything that we can do with knowledge, but it probably behooves us to spend some of this. So some of these things are only meaningful when traveling, stuff in the transportation area. You can add backpacks to the individual pupils to help them carry things. Unfortunately, as you will see, a 2x2 backpack is not good for carrying very many kinds of things. Lots of resources take up more space than that, or take up space that is in a sort of like... Each resource takes up a number of spaces in a particular arrangement, and we're going to be doing a little bit of like Tetris with our inventory. As we try to move things from place to place, we can widen or heighten the structure on the back of the beast so we can carry more stuff. Things like that. But we can also pick up other stuff like increased vision range for the Caravan Beast, room enough to accommodate an additional pupil, just this kind of stuff. The Caravan can soothe auras itself. A little imagination and a few balloons later, the Caravan seems much lighter. This Caravan ignores movement point penalties from like forests and stuff. Just attach balloons to the beast. Part of what I like about this game is that it is very charming.
Yeah, there's a lot of whimsy here.
I don't remember the council at all. I don't know what this. You have to build extensions for this stuff, I think. Yeah, these are more advanced. We'll worry about these later. I might want to just hold on. Maybe we don't. Maybe there's nothing here worth spending on right away. Let's see how much knowledge we end up with. So I am enticing this pack beast to come and join us. Pack beasts are important, not just for their ability to carry additional resources with you when you leave the halt. It's true, I did deplete the pack animals. And I love the way they look getting carried back to the caravan.
Oh.
Very charming little things. Okay, so we've already gathered all of the wool that existed on that tile. This is a game where almost everything is limited. You can see there is 400 wool to be gathered here. Once we have gathered all of it, that resource is gone from the tile. There's only a certain amount of pepkin. There's only a certain amount of wood. And so you have to, part of what's going on here is we're not going to be in any place, in theory, long enough to totally strip mine it, but you have to think about this stuff when you're deciding to place your buildings. Because you have to run from the building to the gathering site and then back to the building to drop off the resources.
I really appreciate, because one thing, I know this isn't a 4X game. It's a not a 4X, but
right. It has some X's. There's certainly no idea of combat at the very least.
So the thing is, something that really bothers me about Civ particularly, and to a degree Endless Legend, is that the resources just, and so the thing where they're being depleted here, I like that a lot, and I think that's a smart decision.
So as you can see, we have depleted an awful lot of our food at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't really been replacing it. This is going to be a real problem for us in real short order. So we want to start fixing this. We have to decide how we want to fix it. You could just gather raw pepkins from the ground, and that's fine. But that produces food less efficiently than the advanced, the more advanced ways of making food. And I think we need to get some of that stuff online at some point here. So I'm thinking maybe it's time to construct a farm. Who did we have? Okay. Taifu is the one who built a little bit. I think we're going to have Taifu build us a farm here. Well, shoot, though, in order to make food from the wheat, we also need a baker. And a farmer plus a baker will end up making food more efficiently than two pepkin gatherers. But the problem we're having here is just sort of a lack of hands. Fish you can just eat. Fish and hunted meat you can just eat. So maybe we'd be better off doing some of that. Yeah, perhaps a hunting lodge. So we'll start gathering some hunting experience.
That's a good point, Nick, about the time scale of Endless Legend being such that the game doesn't last long enough to have depleted resources. Where it's weird with Civ because of the scale with Civ. I agree.
So I didn't manage this very efficiently. I should have figured that we were going to do this while this guy was still on his way to bring resources home. Well, he's still bringing the pack beast back. As it is, he doesn't actually have anything to do for the moment. We're just going to have him sitting idle for a turn or two. So I'm going to have him spend that time gathering pepkins. Just idle hands, Want to keep people working because we do need resource incomes. All right. That little glow you saw there was this fellow gaining a level of builder. And when we select a person now, you can see the things that they are trained in. And we see a little dot representing each level and then a little star on them if they are the best at that in the whole tribe. So Taifu is currently our best gatherer and our best builder. Because Taifu has been at this work in an uninterrupted, pretty much completely uninterrupted. All right, our gatherer will run back his pepkins, and now he will go and hunt some game. Go forth and gather us meats. So with this load of wool, we have now reached our thresholds. We have the resources necessary to move to the next halt if we want to. I think that would be a bad idea at this juncture. I think we should try to get some more food put together. In particular, I want to try to make sure that we're gaining enough experience at gathering. So, do we want to... Being a good gatherer, gathering fruit and gathering wood are part of the same profession here. So because he has spent so much time gathering wood, he is also more efficient than the others at gathering pepkins. I am thinking we're going to have him bring back a bit more wood. But we're going to transition him into food gathering in a second here because we need more food. Okay, well that's actually maybe a good moment to make the move over. He depleted all the wood from that cell. Ah, a friendly caravan. Okay, other people. I think before Taifu does any of that other stuff, he's going to go and say howdy to these folks. All right, a caravan of pupils passes through this area. Exchanges with this group could be fruitful. They offer a trade. They would give us 125 wool for 50 of our rations. That would kill us, I think. Lif's tribe is struggling to feed everyone. Lif, a hunter 1, woodcutter 1, is willing to join you if you help feed their friends by giving them 150 pepkins and 150 ore. I would really like to take on an additional person, even though we're having, consumption problems. But we simply do not have those resources. Or, the druid of the caravan is fond of your tribe and its feats and gives 3, this is potions, like healing potions, to heal your pupils in case of illness. Well, we can't do this, so I'm going to say sure to that one. We are going to need healing potions in order to heal Faza eventually, due to Faza's horrible, horrible wounds. And then we need to think about ways to make food more efficiently. So since we're hunting, we can put up a cookhouse and cook that meat into fancy rations. Gosh, I wish we had more people. If we wanted to make a mobile cookhouse. It would cost us some stone. Okay, we have stone like over there. What if I wanted to make... So we have to construct a quarry to get stone. Yeah, we're just going to have to build another permanent building. I want to build some buildings that we can take with us for the sake of efficiency in future areas, but it's really not trivial to do. And again, I am a little bit worse at the game probably now than I was at the time when I was most familiar. So I think we're going to build a quarry. We're going to try to get a little stone together so that we can make at least one building that we can take with us. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of places where there's stone adjacent to an empty tile. I think up here is the only one. It's a bit of a run. But I am trying to avoid... I don't remember exactly how the mechanics work for angering the spirits of the world. I would like to not just burn resources.
So we have a question in the chat.
Take the run. Make it happen. Yeah.
Is this a roguelite 4X?
Sort of, yeah. It's like... Well, I mean, it's not a 4X. Right, like, but it is sort of a roguelite 3X, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. And that's part of the idea behind games like this is the getting some of the sort of quick play randomness that leads to satisfying repeat plays of a 4X into the of a roguelite into the 4X formula in some way, right?
Well, now the 4X games tend to have some randomness and procedural generation,
right? But they have it attached to these like very long play times.
Gotcha. You know, it's interesting
I'm
because...
converting some people into food gathering here for a moment because we're going to need some food.
These turns are going very quickly. Because when you started, it's like, oh, we only have 202 turns. I was like, that's a lot of turns. It still feels like a lot of turns to me, even though the turns are going pretty quick. But I guess as you get more people... I want to say, as you get more people, the turns will be, longer. But you assign them to these tasks, and they do them automatically until you tell them to stop. So, like, there's a lot less, fidget work.
Yeah, there. Once you have your sort of like resource maneuvering figured out, there's a fair number of turns in which you don't do anything. You just press the button. All right, so I'm gonna have Taifu come home and build us our first mobile building. We're gonna build a cookhouse for the meat that we're gathering from that other profession. I want to have some kind of advanced food work figured out here before we leave this. Before we leave this halt. Okay, so Faza, our best grower, is... Let's see, we want Polypheme. Polypheme is the one who was hunting. So I'd like Polypheme to go back to hunting. Which means you, as the best... You're the best gatherer, so you probably want to get on gathering. I'm trying to figure out, like, how do we set people up to have everybody doing something that they can really specialize in?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we are now gathering meat We're cooking meat into rations. Hopefully at a rate that exceeds the rate at which we eat. We are going to need a little bit more wood probably. But you can see we're getting some level ups here and there, so we're increasing our efficiency at these tasks. You are getting very close to the level of being the level of grower where you're gathering extra resource or extra knowledge, and that's going to be the source of a lot of our knowledge income. Is just people getting to level 2 in their various professions.
Mm-hmm. We have another question in the chat. It's somewhat unrelated. Vasily is wondering, what is the long-term plan with Against the Storm? Do you have a
The long-term plan with Against the Storm is to keep sealing seals, man. I think that's my plan. I don't know for how long. I mean, I'll keep trying. Basically, I just want to I can definitely push out further. Right. I had done a bad job and gotten kind of frustrated, not with the game, but with my own level of competence previously. And I know I could do better. So that's the plan, is do better. I don't really have a long-term plan. I'm going to have Faza run over here and meet these folks real quick while the others continue to gather resources.
Are there similarities between those two games, between this and that one? Because they're both games where you're in an area for a while doing a thing, and then you're moving on to another area.
I mean, depending on how you want to define the word similarities, there are similarities between everything and everything. Do you have a more specific question, maybe?
Do you think there are interesting overlaps that are worth discussing? What are we doing this caravan?
Maybe. Yeah, caravan of pupils. So, they're having shortages. They would also like us to give them food in exchange for stuff. We're not going to do that because we need our food. Blout wants to join your tribe if you help his tribe reach the eye by giving them stone and ore. I could use the skills of a woodcutter 1, stonecutter 1, but I can't. We got a couple of rough offers in a row here. I'd really love some people who want, a caravan that wants some wood or wool would be lovely. Or we could so it's always like this, right? It's always a trade, a pupil in exchange for certain goods, or we'll just give you something for free. So we're going to we'll give you something for free. Obviously. And you're going to get back here to cooking some meats. Okay, we've depleted the wood there.
Vasily points out that they found out about Against the Storm from your first series on it. It's nice to see it back.
That's cool. Yeah, it's good to know that that's happening. What?
Hey, people in chat, are there games that you first found out about because of my cool rad girlfriend covering them on her channel? Why don't you tell us in chat?
Because that is a big part of the thing, right? I'm hoping to expose people to stuff that they will love, that they might not find out about otherwise, which is part of the reason that I don't play a lot of AAA type stuff. Things that I feel like people will discover on their own definitely take a lower precedent, although obviously sometimes I will still play a Doom Eternal because it is Doom Eternal. I don't feel like that's a big mystery why that would appeal to me, probably.
Yeah.
So Taifu is pushing toward a food reduction while working as a gatherer, which is valuable. Right now, having 2 people who are consuming extra food per turn is actually really devastating. The fact that we're getting 3 villagers worth of work but paying 4 villagers worth of food every turn has us in a really rough position math-wise. And I don't know what to do about it. And I was kind of hoping that we were going to get offered some more folks, and it has never really come to pass. Okay, so you're about to gain some recipe efficiency. All right, the first 3 levels of cook are just recipe efficiency, which is fine. I wish it was higher than 10%, but it's fine. But a lot of this game is this sort of like delicate dance of resource efficiencies. How much food is going in, how much food is coming out. Uh-oh, a new vagary will happen soon. Malfunction. So in 6 turns, a building will partially collapse and be out of order until repaired. That will happen if we are here in 6 turns. We can absolutely leave to avoid the vagary. We're going to have to figure out when it is that we want to go.
Yeah.
You know what? I just realized we have a little fish from that one encounter with that other caravan. We should probably cook that up because I don't want to carry that with us. Okay. Game resources depleted. That's fine. We built our thing near a couple of different game tiles. We're going to be okay. We have gained a level of hunter, so now we're gaining knowledge from our hunter as well, which is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what broke? The pasture. You know, I think that's actually probably fine. We probably just won't fix that. It would cost resources and time time is a thing we don't have a lot of extras of right at this moment.
So people in chat are mentioning getting into Sunless Skies, so people Endless Legend, Moon Crash, Reyes 2, Terra Escape because of your coverage.
Those are all rad games. I'm super happy to be able to provide that service to people.
Lazuli says, I wonder if there's any way to set up some kind of referral link. I'd use it for sure.
Steam doesn't really have a system like that. Epic does. And when they first started their referral program, I tried to get it hooked up and I encountered some kind of error and I had to talk with one of their support people and basically like a whole kerfuffle happened and it ended up just not getting hooked up right. And they told me I could try again basically from the beginning of the process. And I was like, well, that sounds like a pain. So I just didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah. For the most part, there isn't any such process available. But I appreciate the sentiment.
I remember when you and I first started talking, and I asked you what you did for a living. You mentioned, well, the YouTube channel is what I do for a living, and I went to look at your channel, and I was really pleased with how many games I hadn't heard of were on there and how many smaller or experimental or strange things were being covered. Because it made me think, well, this lady is someone after my own heart.
Yeah, I could get my Epic referrals figured out, but the fact is I cover so little stuff that's on Epic, or I guess what it is I cover so little stuff that's exclusively on Epic. I probably should get that sorted because a lot of the games you can buy on Steam, you can also buy on Epic. I often don't think about Epic unless I'm engaging with something that's exclusive to that storefront, just because Steam has the sort
so
of like
dominant.
Well, dominant isn't a word I would use because Steam has. I've been using Steam for so long that it's just like built in my daily routine to go look at Steam. I'm habituated to it. Which is not the case with Epic. I only look at the Epic store maybe like once a week. So I just don't think about it. And then obviously, when I cover something else, something smaller that you would have to get on itch or whatever, obviously there's no such process for that stuff. But I should get the Epic thing figured out.
Wait, they have video games on itch?
So in 6 turns, we have another vagary here. In the morning, as they get up with enthusiasm to start a working day, the pupils realize they no longer remember the ideas they have had in recent weeks. Tribe loses 500 knowledge. Again, we have to decide, do we want to be here through that? Should we bail? I think we can afford the hit. We have a couple of people now gaining knowledge with every gather. And we're positive on food output for the moment, so I kind of want to just like stay in place and let people gather experience.
So I'm only familiar with itch from like getting like small TTRPGs, like lyric games and stuff like that. I didn't realize there also were video games on there.
Yeah, I think it was initially that.
Okay.
Okay, so 39 turns to a thunderstorm. Each turn during a storm, lightning strikes a forest, mountain, jungle, or building. Lightning burns forests and jungles and damages buildings. Peeps, that is these creatures, peeps, are frightened and are not. They're not harvestable. They won't chill out and let you gather their wool during a thunderstorm. Thunderstorm's pretty ugly. We might want to bail before the storm.
Okay.
At the very least, once we clear out this tile, I guess there's one other tile that's within a single turn's movement that has wood on it. But I'm definitely like looking at how much our wood gathering has slowed because we're having to spend a whole turn on transit, basically. So we might want to leave soonish. I am appreciating that we are gathering up some resources here, though. Oh, and also there's going to be a fire. Fire damaged the building, which will have to be repaired following the fire. Each turn, there is a chance that the fire will stop, and working in a burning building obviously inflicts burns. You know what? Maybe we want to bail before the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Faza is getting pretty badly injured by his puniness. So that's the thing we're going to have to consider dealing with. I might... See, the thing is, you really want to have a supply of food when you head to a new... when you head to a new halt, because it's going to take you a couple of turns to like set up, and you're going to be eating that whole time. Everybody's going to eat that whole time. So I would like to go to the new halt with more than 300 food, but it is what it is, I guess is all I can say. So 2 turns. We didn't quite get those resources back. All right, I think we should bail before the fire shows up. So
Yeah.
that would be right now then. So let's do the thing. How do I... First of all, before we move on, knowledge. We have 670 knowledge. We can afford to spend some. We can expand the caravan a little bit. We're gonna spend 120 of our wood in transit. I would like to have at least 100 wood left over so that we can establish a new game hunting hut on the other side of the transit. So we can afford to spend some wood improving the size of the caravan if we want. But unfortunately, 550 knowledge is too great a cost. Right, we have 520 knowledge to play with. Maybe we just take increased vision for the caravan. This is something that will help us on the other side of the transit. Pupils connect their spirits to the resources of their choosing so that the resource's location is revealed as soon as they arrive on the new halt. That's interesting. Ooh, gardens is cool. That's the thing we might want to pick up in the near future. I didn't realize that there was a way to grow food on the way to the new halt. But yeah, given the amount of knowledge that we have right now, I think perhaps just going vision makes sense here. And we'll take this to the new halt. So let's go. So you can see here, like I said, here's our available space for moving stuff. We have our cookhouse, which is this shape. The pack beast we picked up has each pack beast you pick up has I believe it's always 8 spaces available, but they're not always in the same arrangement. It's somewhat randomized, I think. Every 100 wood we want to bring with us takes up space like that. Stone is shaped like this. We can put the wool on the back of the pack beast. Definitely want to make sure we're getting all of our pepkins and our rations in here. The meat, yeah, that's fine. I guess it's not really a pain to take the fish with us. We have enough room to bring everything in as well.
Okay.
But you can see if we were doing a better job gathering resources, or if we had even one more building to truck, we might start running into problems, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna head up to this this next halt here, and kind of start the vibe all over again. So from here, we would be headed to a protected halt. Either this one, which requires 300 ore and for somebody to be a gatherer level 2, which we do have, or this one, which just requires bulk resources. And notice it also gives you sort of a rough indication of how many tiles, the size of the thing. And it looks like both of these connect to both of the things beyond. So we're not making any real long-term decisions here.
Okay.
I don't know what we would do here, but let's just have a look around. So like I said, we bought extra vision for our caravan. So these first couple of turns here, where we're all packed up and not spending a lot of food, let's get some vision of some things.
Okay. While you're doing that, there is a question in the chat. Someone is asking about giving you money. How about YouTube memberships?
I don't have YouTube memberships figured right now, because we have the Patreon and the Ko-fi. The Ko-fi is the best way to give money if you're looking to give once. Ko-fi does have a monthly subscription thing now, a Patreon style payments. I can rig up channel memberships if that would be useful to people. Maybe this is somewhere between paranoia and spite on my part, I will admit.
Okay.
My inclination is not to put too much of what I do through Google.
Yeah.
I fundamentally don't trust YouTube and Google as business partners, is part of what's going on there. And so, yeah, my inclination is to keep them off of the money handling part of the thing. But if people would rather give, if that's easier for anyone, I will absolutely set it up.
Can I say that your Patreon tiers are like my favorite Patreon tiers of all time?
Thank you, sweetheart.
Especially like the money removal service. That's a very good tier.
I'm trying to figure out where I want to set this up. I think like right here is not terrible. It gives us access to a lot of wood within a single turn's run. There's a couple tiles of pepkins. We can't quite see a good place to set down a hunting hut yet, but probably north of those trees will work. I don't know if I want to take the caravan north of the trees. We may end up having to just bring it back down here, right? And we have a limited amount of time, as always, to try to get set up, right? We have 126 turns before this halt floods. The water is chasing us. So yeah, I think I'm just going to go to here and set up. Yeah, it's very, very foresty up there. Although the caravan's vision is so good, maybe we should move up here one more space. Yeah, the caravan gets vision of like absolutely everything, which is rad. Okay. We're going to come back here. We're going to set up, like I said. So it will, where's my builder? Faza. Was it Faza? Oh no, Faza was our cook. Builder is Taifu. The existing buildings have to be set up, the stuff you carry on balloons, but they get set up very quickly. It takes fewer turns and no resources to unfold them, so you can get them running pretty fast. And we are going to have to, somewhere around here, get a druid's hut set up so that we can actually heal Foz up before he dies. And there's lots of remains to explore. There's lots of stuff to do here. This is unfortunately a very densely forested area, and it's actually going to be kind of hard for us to hunt here, which is awkward. Like all of the game is in these like heavily forested tiles. We might have to just like clear something. Just put down our hunter's hut on top of a tile and just deal with it. Oh, like right here, maybe. So hey, Amabel.
Yeah.
What do you think now that you've seen like sort of like the basic idea of this? What do you think of this?
Yeah, this is neat.
So Polypheme would like to keep hunting, but since we don't have the hunting thing set up just yet, I guess just you gather pepkins for the moment.
And it doesn't feel that complex until you click on that character wheel. And then it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is one of the games that she likes.
This
I get
isn't
it.
complex. It's not.
I mean, no, but it's probably just more complex than what I would generally play myself. Because I like simple games for babies.
Oh no. The scout of a caravan a little further along than you comes to warn your tribe. The roads ahead have been damaged by an earthquake, and it will take more resources than expected to travel them. The good news is, the extra resources are meat, which we are good at gathering, at least. So I'm having people just gather food for the moment while we get our buildings set up. I'm going to have Taifu run up here, reveal the last tile. All right, Taifu. Taifu is the one who is especially bad at removing or clearing tiles. So did that apply to both of the... Yes, both of these just gained 200 additional meat. That's cost for passage. That's inconvenient, but not like it's not an insurmountable problem. All right, so let's build a hunting lodge. Now, obviously, it would be really rad to build a floating hunting lodge and be able to just unfold our hunting and cooking thing, our whole apparatus, when we set down in a new place. But I don't think we're quite there yet. So yeah, let me build the hunting lodge. Oh, I can't just aggressively deforest. I have to put it down in a spot. I can overwrite a resource, but I can't overwrite trees. Well, I guess if it's going to be anywhere, this makes as much sense as anywhere else. That's right, it's adjacent to some meat here. Alright, I'll just keep gathering food. Typhoon needs to also build us a dispensary. Well, assign it... Actually, how does this work? Can we just drink the potion? I don't remember how... Assign them to the consumption of the potion at the dispensary or at the caravan. Okay, I can have them... Okay, I can just have you drink at the caravan. Okay, well then the next time he runs resources back home, we'll do that. So, Taifu wants to get back to proper gathering. Let's go do this for the moment. And when y'all run resources back, you are going to hit that potion. And you are going to get back to trapping. Okay, he'll just keep healing until we tell him to do something else. Unfortunately, those 3 potions together only got him back to 110 health.
Hmm.
Which is not ideal. All right, get over here and cook delicious roasted meats. All right, so we need to gather an awful lot of ore here. Where do I see ore? All right, there's some mountains with some ore down there. Oh, we should probably also go gather some friends. Look at all these extra pack beasts.
Hooray!
So yeah, we have we are using wood in the cookhouse every turn in addition to the meat, but obviously we are very solid on wood for the moment. Let's grab this other pack beast while we're at the process. In 6 turns, permanent buildings lose 50 HP. Okay, you know what? That's fine. It's not my favorite thing ever, but we'll survive. So I don't want to build my mine just yet. Let's just get you over here. I guess I don't know if it would affect the mine like in construction. Oh, well, in any case, we probably want to go say howdy to these folks. Okay. Oh, interesting. These people will just give us a person for free.
Well,
so
right.
we could take on a bunch of wool. We don't really need to do that. We could get a builder too, which is not the thing I would most want. A stone cutter or something would be lovely. Somebody who has basically skills that we don't. We absolutely do have somebody who's already working on building. But yeah, we'll definitely take another person. I'm a little worried about our food situation, but this is how we, in the long term, this is how we fix it. So Sudas is, are you kidding me? Also consumes bonus food.
Oh no.
-1 vision range, 30 fewer health points, and cannot produce food. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I was just going to have you mine anyway. I guess I'm going to have you get back to wood gathering. Well, no, sorry. We should have Taifu build the mine and then get back to wood gathering. And Sudas can, I guess. Why are you not able to do that? Only a limited number of pupils can work in the same building. Right. Oh, pupils without housing can't work. Yeah, that's right. The Caravan itself only has housing for a limited number of pupils. So, for the moment, Sudas can't do anything other than just hang out. Hey, Taifu, you a little confused there, friend? Build mine? Yes? Okay, we're gonna fix this. But first, we gotta get back on wood gathering. How is that? I meant to have Taifu go and do the wood gathering. I'm not sure why it interpreted that order in that way. Sometimes, even though it does highlight the person that you have currently selected, it changes your selections in ways that I think are pretty unintuitive. So, in order to get more housing going, we are going to need to build a camp on the back of one of our pack animals. It's going to cost a bit of wood, so we need to do a quick gather cycle or two. Water rising accelerates. There are 20 fewer turns than expected. God damn it. This was already a really short halt. I'm actually getting a little concerned. All right. Make this happen. You should move down here because it's about to be time for you to get to work. Ooh, humidity. In 39 turns. The air is heavy with humidity. Forests become jungles. Crossing a bog or a jungle makes a pupil unwell. And you can't harvest meat or fish because you can no longer dry them. Amabel, this game's trying to kill us.
Yeah, it looks like.
Okay, the good news is we now have housing for 4 pupils and can actually have everybody work now. Oh, a new caravan has shown up. Well, you should probably go say hi. Would you believe a fire? Not enough bad things are happening. I don't want to take on another person right this second. I'm a little concerned about the food situation. I'll take on some extra knowledge. That seems fine. Gotta get you back to work. Yeah, the fact that we now have 3 people who consume extra food really sucks. And we actually can't leave yet. We don't have the resources to leave yet, so we're gonna have to just deal with the fire. What caught fire?
Everything.
The cookhouse. The cookhouse is a little on fire.
Well, I mean, that's on brand.
I guess
If
so.
anything should catch fire, the thing where you're constantly starting fires to cook things?
Yeah.
Like, if someone tells me that there's a fire in their kitchen, then I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, that makes sense. If there's a fire in the bathroom, that feels like a problem. I have questions in that case.
Okay, Polypheme has become a hunter level 1, and so we get to make a choice here. I'm gonna increase effectiveness of meat gather because we need to gather a bunch of meat before we can get out of here. We're just gonna run out of food. We're about to just be out of food.
Okay, yes, a fire in the kitchen is also a problem. I agree. I'm just saying I don't have questions in that case because I can pretty much guess why there was a fire in the kitchen. Fire in the bathroom is a different situation, I feel like.
Okay, so we started taking damage from hunger, and Faza immediately died because of the puniness, because of how much damage Faza had already taken from being puny. And this is the end of this run.
Okay.
We got so much garbage heaped on us there, and my play was not tight enough to be in a position where we had a cushion large enough to survive it. So yeah, that's going to be the end of that.
Okay. Z Falcon King 17 says not a school bathroom. I don't know what that means. Why would a school bathroom be different? It should not be on fire. This is not anything to do with what's happening on screen. But I am paying attention to the chat. I am fulfilling my remit.
Yeah, I'm letting everybody starve to death.
Well, that's okay.
We're earning our game over screen. Listen to that foreboding music. There it is. Okay. It took a weirdly long time for it to realize that we were out of people. Yeah, so that's as far as the eye. To be fair, we were playing the harder version of the base tribe. You can see there's the easy one and then the more difficult one. The number of little ribbons down here indicates the difficulty.
Okay.
There are other tribes. Every pupil starts with a random level 3 trade unlocked. Obviously makes the South tribe a little bit easier. The East tribe gets more random events, which is not great. The North tribe gets easier random events, but also pupils consume wool every turn because it's cold where they are.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see I haven't unlocked the difficult version of the North Tribe because you have to survive the normal version, which I have not done. Turns out to be very challenging. But yeah, that's that thing. I just wanted to show that off.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This game has like even while you are like panicking and dying, it has somewhat of a relaxed kind of vibe and aesthetic, and that's something I needed today. So let's switch this over into. Hey everybody, it's gas time. Wait, it should be. It's not. It is. There it is. Got it. Figured it out. One of these days, I will learn how to operate the software that is critical to my profession. Oof. Amabel, it has been a week.
It has been a week.
It has been about a week and a half, if I'm honest. Whew. So this is the part of the stream where we, well, first of all, the backing music goes suddenly silent for reasons that I'm not sure of. There we go. This is the part of the stream, usually the ending bit, where we talk about stuff that's good, things that are good. Find joy, help others find joy. What's rad? Y'all engaged with anything this week that is cool and rad? Amabel, how about you? What do you got?
So I'm going to say some things that we did not watch together, so I leave those things for you to talk about.
Thank you. I appreciate it, because that's all
okay.
I got.
I don't want to snipe you. So I rewatched a couple of films that I like very much. First, there is Martin Scorsese's towering masterwork, Age of Innocence. It's so rad. It's so good. Beginning to end, just sumptuous costumes and great camera angles, and they iris in on things, and it's just so incredibly expressive and so aching, and it has probably the best Michelle Pfeiffer performance. You've heard me say this many times before.
I have,
but
yeah.
the chat hasn't, and that is that I feel like Michelle Pfeiffer is best as an actress when she's in a period piece, because the kind of formal nature of the dialogue really leans into her skills as an actor in a way that more modern stuff doesn't. Feels more stilted. So yeah, I saw Age of Innocence, and also I saw Celine and Julie Go Boating, which is my favorite 3-hour French film about a magician and a librarian who become friends and eat magic time travel candy together. It's good. I recommend that one.
Is magic time travel candy a euphemism?
So they eat candy that takes them back into time, into like a time loop where they have to solve a murder mystery. But it also is a metaphor for the experience of film going.
And not for like LSD.
I mean, I think there's probably some LSD elements to it, but it is like candy, and they do go back in time, and then so they solve a murder mystery, but in doing so, spoiler, I guess, they avert the murder because they're going through this story multiple times, and they're able to stop the murder from happening. Is the plot of this film. And that part of the plot doesn't happen until like the last hour of this 3-hour film, to be clear.
Okay. So it's a journey.
It's a journey, yeah. How about you? What about you, sweetie?
Yeah, let me tell you about this thing that I am familiar with. I had opportunity because it has hit digital.
Mm-hmm.
I had the opportunity to see the new Hellboy movie. I was not coming into it super excited. First of all, it has not reviewed well. Secondly, I didn't really like the trailer. I thought, like, boy, that Hellboy just looks like a man who is red. and not, like Ron Perlman projects a Hellboyness, right? There's a degree to which Hellboy is larger than life that is physical, but there's another one that isn't. And I just didn't, in the trailer, it didn't look to me like New Dude had the Hellboy. He still, I will say, is not actually physically large enough, in my opinion, in the film. But that aside, I think that movie's good as hell, actually. Hellboy the Crooked Man gets 2.5 thumbs up from me as a pretty serious Hellboy fan, I would say. I'm not totally up to date. There's new Hellboy stuff that I haven't read. But there was a time when I had read literally every Hellboy comic that existed. And in fact, the Hellboy crossover with the Goon is how I got into the Goon. So that project led to another read all of the everything binge for me. But yeah, a big part of what I love about Hellboy is people have probably heard me say some version of this before. It's a sentiment I feel like I express a lot. I'm really pretty tired of like fate of the world, fate of the universe type stories. I want like Monster of the Week, X-Files type stuff from pretty much anything that I engage with. Just like the adventures don't need to be self-contained, and I like continuity in general, but just like smaller scale, bring it down. Make the stakes human-sized, maybe even human-shaped, right? And the best Hellboy stories do that. I am not so much for the Anu and Rama, Flaming Crown stuff, where it's like you have to destroy the world now. I'm much more for the thing about like where he's chasing a goblin named Iron Shoes. And it's just a shitty little goblin dude who has iron shoes and tries to kick him to death with the iron shoes. That's it. It's a 6-page story. It's very good. That's the kind of Hellboy shit that I want. All the best Hellboy stuff is just kind of like Hellboy goes to a place and encounters some weird stuff and has kind of a bad day. And that is what Hellboy the Crooked Man is. It's the first Hellboy movie that I've seen. I didn't see the David Harbour one, but it's the first Hellboy movie that I've seen that has all the qualities of the Hellboy stories that I love the most. And it's a really, really effective translation of what is good about those non-world stakes Hellboy stories to the screen. If you watch it and you find you enjoyed it, I would go read some. You probably are going to dig Hellboy comics. Go read them.
So I have a question for you about.
Hold on, before your question.
Okay.
I see Lazuli in the chat saying, controversial opinion, The X-Files was best when it was Monster of the Week. I believe that is an uncontroversial opinion. I think that's how most people feel about The X-Files. It's certainly how I feel about The X-Files. The mythology stuff, not so good. But like, there are a number of Monster of the Week episodes that I would number among like my favorite TV episodes ever. Bad Blood for sure is right up there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I will say this. I feel like this is the opinion I've seen expressed online, is that Chris Carter, who is the writer responsible for most of the mythology stuff, is very hit or miss. But like, they had some really great writers on staff. Right, Vince Gilligan worked for the X-Files for a little while. Darren Morgan. So there's some. Oh man, the Vince Gilligan episode starring Bryan Cranston. I can't remember what the title of it is, but the guy who has to keep driving west. Brilliant, just absolutely brilliant. And again, like owing hugely to an incredible performance from Bryan Cranston. Anyway, sorry, you were gonna say something.
I probably should see some of these X-Files episodes with you because I've only ever seen the first season.
Yeah,
and I don't even remember David Duchovny's from the X-Files. He's just the guy from the Red Shoe Diaries. But I was going to ask about Hellboy because you talked about Ron Perlman having a Hellboyness, and like, so do you feel that the performance of the Hellboy in the thing would have been improved if it was a Ron Perlman instead? or for the
Okay,
tone of the thing?
sorry. When you say the thing, this is maybe the worst.
For
Crooked
Hellboy the
Man.
Crooked Man.
Okay.
Do you think that movie would have been improved or been substantially different tonally if Ron Perlman was playing the character?
Um, I don't know. I think Ron Perlman could have hit the performance that the new guy. I can't remember the new guy's first name. His last name is like Kessie. I think Ron Perlman could have done it. Could have done what the new guy did. The new guy did a good job though, and part of what I liked about his performance was this is an episode of Hellboy's Adventures where Hellboy himself is having a pretty bad day, and he is not really in a joking mood. He is just he's just kind of in a shitty mood the whole time, and it really carries off. Like, they still manage to engage with some of the funniness of the absurdity of the situation without it ever being like Hellboy making a joke. And that's something that definitely, like, in the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movies, I do feel like Ron Perlman plays to comedy a little bit more effectively. To be clear, I'm not saying that it's like a bad job, but I like that the Hellboy of the Crooked Man is one who is like serious and annoyed and like very concerned for the well-being of his partner, who should not be here. I do think it's a pretty different performance than Ron Perlman gave, but I don't think it's like out of Ron Perlman's range or anything.
Okay.
Amabel, how dare you suggest that?
I'm not I like Ron Perlman. I've probably seen more Ron Perlman movies than you have.
I can't imagine. I know Ron Perlman personally. He told me I'm his biggest fan, so.
Okay, we have people recommending Void Stranger, which you are also playing. Wilmot Works It Out. People are recommending.
Yes, there's a new Wilmot game. I have not. I did not end up playing the demo. I played some, some Warehouse. I'm sure the new one's good.
Yeah, lots of good stuff being recommended there.
If anyone hasn't seen Scavenger yet, Scavenger, what is Scavenger?
Isn't that a television program?
It could be. Sounds possible.
Is it I think it's a cartoon?
I think what you're thinking of is Scavenger's Reign.
Okay.
I would recommend Scavenger's Reign, by the way. That's pretty rad. Yeah, Lazuli, I think A Trip Back to Humankind is in the nearish future, for obvious reasons. 4X School will absolutely be engaging with humankind in the, I guess I shouldn't say near future. It's on the schedule. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get there. Okay, Kato is talking about Scavenger's Reign. Scavenger's Reign is really cool. I saw that. It was very rad. It was on HBO Max for a while, and then it got moved to Netflix, or something happened to it. I don't know where it is now, but it's worth watching if you have access to it. A subscription to the appropriate thing, or access to a Plex server or something. Whatever it takes. I was bummed out that it's not getting a second season. It should be getting a second season, and it's not because of fuckery. I gotta say, this Hellboy movie did not review well, and I don't know why. I mean, no, I guess I do know why. It's because like people who really like movies only really want like two stories, and this is more of the comic book thing and less of the movie.
only want 2 Hellboy stories, or only want 2 stories?
No, they only want 2 stories. Everything's got to be like the fate of the universe or straight people who don't like each other fuck anyway because they're straight.
Oh, so here.
That's it. Those are the only 2 films.
I mean, there are things in the Hellboy movie that I feel like if it was not a Hellboy movie, people would be all over.
Okay.
Like it has some stuff that particular kinds of horror nerds would be absolutely all over.
You're saying if this was a franchise sequel to the Vivitch 2, Vivitch Harder.
No, not as a sequel, but like, I mean, it has some Vivitch energy. It has some. It's like a little too. I don't feel like it quite has A24 energy, but like, it's definitely like a smarter horror film, and people like that. I don't think people who like movies only like. Most people that like movies that I know are tired of Fate of the World shit. But I'm
not tired of the other thing.
Selena Julie go boating, so you know.
They're not tired of the other thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about I think people should be allowed to be heterosexual in their private lives, but.
So Stephanie points out the people I know who like movies are not the mass market. That's true, but the people who review movies tend also not to be the people who are the mass market.
Yeah, that's true. Also, like, I don't literally believe the thing I'm saying, you know.
No, I know. That we've lived together for how long now? I know like 90% of what you say is stuff you don't actually believe. You say it to piss me off.
Hold on now. That it's not that high.
I said 9%.
Oh, 9. I thought you said 90.
Maybe I did. I meant 9.
Okay. Why 9? You've studied this. There's a spreadsheet somewhere.
I just did the math.
Okay. All right. Anyway, I suppose this is a good time to. I'm just gonna recommend Hellboy All Out. Go read Hellboy comics. Hellboy comics are fucking rad. There's a lot of good trade paperbacks. If you want the kind of stories that I'm talking about, the trade paperbacks that have titles that it suggests that they're short story collections, like The Chained Coffin and others. That's a pretty good way to go. I would hit those up. Where's the wolf story? I don't remember off the top of my head anymore where the wolf story is, but that the story about the wolves is one of my favorites. The Wolves of St. August.
You know, I've only read a little bit of Hellboy. I don't have nearly the.
No, wait, the Wolves of St. August might not be the. Is this? Oh yeah, Dr. Kate Corrigan. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, it's in The Chained Coffin and Others. Hey, go get The Chained Coffin and Others. Hellboy. It's good. That's the good Hellboy right there. And with that, I think we're good? Are we good?
We're good.
The Chained Coffin and Others. It has an extremely good drawing of a rat in it.
Well, all right. That's pretty good.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching, for hanging out. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. A better upcoming week than I am likely to have. Boy, I can't wait for my brain to sort of crawl back into my head.
Yeah.
Anyway, have fun, y'all. Eat good food. Enjoy things. Love somebody. It can be yourself. And we'll see you next time.